Welcome to today's Blogging for Profits, and we'll be talking about secrets to LinkedIn for business owners. My name is Angela Brooks, and I am a blogger. I have blogged since 2010, and I'm always looking for ways to get my content out there onto the interwebs more all the time. So last night I sat down and I wrote a blog post about something that I found new. It's not really new, and I've used it some with LinkedIn, but I've just really been digging in deeper so that I can make it work for me as much as possible. So I'm just going to kind of read to you from the blog post some of the things that I posted. And if you are on LinkedIn, absolutely come and find me. Of course, you're going to find me under Angela Brooks. And I am starting to blog on LinkedIn, and I wanted to share that with you. Once upon a time, I don't know where I read it from, so I can't give that person credit, but 85% of your financial success is based on your personality. The other 15% is based on skill. So many people worry about, I don't know how, I can't do this. Skill is a must in anything that you do, whether it's business, whether it's sports, whether it's anything. Generating that skill to make things flow easier is, of course, a benefit. When I first found LinkedIn, I truly thought that it was just like a resume thing. And I pretty much just like ignored it because I saw people talking about LinkedIn and how fabulous it was, but I got little to no engagement whatsoever on the platform. And every single message that came into my messenger was trying to sell me or recruit me. They didn't want to know anything about me whatsoever. They never read my profile to see if I was in a business, if I was successful. They didn't look. All they did was come in and just spam my message box, and it just disgusted me. So there was literally no real conversation ever. And, you know, I know that LinkedIn is a business site, so you can go to business quicker than you can, say, like on Facebook or maybe Instagram. Instagram, you can go pretty straightforward, but there is some fluff in the conversation where people are looking at your pictures and, going to the DM and just having some conversation to see if it'll lead to business. LinkedIn is a little bit more forward, and for my red personality, that's fabulous. And then I discovered that LinkedIn has a publishing called Pulse. And I'm always looking for ways to get my content out on multiple platforms, and I can write one blog post and share it to multiple other platforms. And then I learned about the benefits of publishing to LinkedIn that I didn't know. And you may be listening to this and not know either. So I definitely wanted to share this with you. I don't hold back information. When I learn it, I pretty much put it on my blog. So there's a search tool on there that you can look for things. And now you can find me with searchable keywords on LinkedIn, because posting articles in LinkedIn with their publisher makes content searchable by keywords. LinkedIn has a very powerful keyword search box that people are looking for information, they're looking for content, they're looking to read certain articles about certain topics. And when you publish an article, your original content becomes part of your professional profile. So it's displayed on the article section of your LinkedIn profile. So if somebody comes to check out your profile and they see you have articles, they can go over there and connect with you even more. So you always have other options other than just, reading your About Me section. It also shares with you your connections and followers in their news feed. So if you're not connected with somebody and maybe your article pops up in their news feed, they can go to your profile from that article posting, which goes to the public LinkedIn profile or main feed. So members that aren't in your network can now follow you from your article so that the next article will be surfaced in their feed. And your articles may be searchable both on and off LinkedIn. Depending on your profile settings, you have to go in there and open that thing up, make your LinkedIn profile public. And if you're not doing that, you're kind of wasting your time trying to get in front of the same people. You want your profile in front of as many people as possible. Now, when I started going back to use LinkedIn, I went into my settings and was opening things up, and I found that it was to my members only. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no wonder my profile was not doing anything. It was closed. And not completely closed, but only, I had like 2,400 people following me, and that was it. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I have opened it up to public underneath your settings, and I am getting engagement. I'm getting real conversation in my DM, in my messenger box. So go into your settings, fix that. Your articles are also something that once you make it public, is visible. You want to set it to everyone so that your articles can be distributed publicly, including Google. So when somebody's on Google and there's an article keyword that they pull up, they're looking for certain information, Google can find your public LinkedIn page, meaning that it's going into more directions with less effort. I don't know, sometimes it takes me 30 minutes to write a blog post, sometimes it takes an hour. It just depends on my focus and my if I'm doing research to get better content into the blog post, or maybe I'm just I don't have it all together, and it may take me an hour or two to write a blog post. Generally speaking, about 30-45 minutes. So you do 45 minutes worth of work, put it on your blog, put it on LinkedIn. Now people can find you with a little bit more ease, not completely without work on your part, but better. So another thing that I discovered is that not every LinkedIn account has access to publishing. Both free and the premium accounts can publish articles. I just upgraded to premium account, so even that doesn't guarantee that you have access to publishing. So you may have to check out your page, and usually what that means is that you just haven't used the platform enough for them to recognize your account as active. So the more active that you get on LinkedIn, and I usually spend about 30 minutes a day on LinkedIn, and that's it. I go in, answer my messages, add people to my business group, and I go on about my day. I don't spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, and that's because it is for business, and business people are busy. So, benefits of publishing. If your post is viewed enough times, this is really super cool to me, is it can get picked up by LinkedIn's newsreader, and it's called Pulse. And when the Pulse picks you up, you can get exponential amount of views, comments, and shares. You can get in front of lots of eyeballs. And plus, Google. So you're going to get on this newsreader, Google Reader, and your blog. Your content marketing is really going to grow. It's really going to grow. So LinkedIn contains business-minded people, and keep that in mind. Those are the ones who are reading your articles on LinkedIn. 61% of those people who read the Pulse are looking for certain information. So Pulse readers are receiving weekly emails. LinkedIn will send out an email to everybody on LinkedIn. That's another benefit, is they receive that weekly digest containing new posts and new publishes, more than 130 original articles every week. Goes into people's email box that you do not have access to. There's no way that you can access those 130,000 people or the other 61% that are reading news articles. Did that just turn on a light bulb? Maybe. It did for me. That was huge. LinkedIn is getting into people's email boxes that I can't. So there are mobile apps out there for the iOS and the Android. You can download that to your phone if you want to, so that you can get updates with Pulse. I just added it to my phone actually last night because I wanted to check it out and to get started using users. Maybe there's people that you want to follow or certain topics or publishers that you want to follow. And I do hope that you'll find me on Pulse and that you'll follow my articles. Come and comment and give me some love and likes and let me know that you're there so that I can follow you back and that we can have a conversation on LinkedIn. This app allows you to save posts, like if you're, say, sitting at the school line like I do so often, and I find something that I want to read, and then all of a sudden school lets out, and I can hit save, and I can go back and read it later. Another thing is some of the most popular posts to read are how-tos, how to post, how to build a blog, how to use your iPhone, how to anything. People like to learn how to do something. So give them tips, give them information. So tips to create on Pulse. Things that you need to do anyway on any piece of content that you are pushing out there on a blog or articles, or if you're doing video marketing, you need a CTA, which is a call to action on every single post. Now, every post may not bring in lots of people, but you could have that one person that sees your call to action and comes in. I am generating about an average of 16 leads per day with LinkedIn alone because I have a call to action. I send people to my newsletter. I send people to my Wednesday webinar. I send people information about the course that I've got that's getting ready to open here in about 2 weeks, which is the Freedom Foundation Academy. So keep your eyeballs peeled so that you can see that information that's coming out. Another thing is create titles that grabs people's attention. Don't just say new article on LinkedIn, new article on Pulse. Tell me something that will get my attention of how to get massive leads using Pulse on LinkedIn. Somebody who is writing content, they want to know how to get massive action on Pulse. So use keywords in your title. This is standard blogging information, is your keyword needs to be in the first 1 to 3 words in your title. It needs to be in your first paragraph. It needs to be in the 3rd or 4th paragraph of your blog post. Those are, as just standard SEO, is to use your keyword trickled and sprinkled in through your post. Use fun and attractive images or even a video if you have one. I like to use my podcast that you're listening to. I put that on my blog. I put that on Pulse because I want people to follow my podcast as well, because that's how I used to learn. And so that's how I present my content to you. Is my vehicle was a moving university. It was totally mobile. Everywhere I go, I had earbuds plugged in or I had it playing through my car radio, and I listened to podcasts driving down the road because we stay on the road quite a bit. So that's very convenient for me. So that's the way I train and teach people who follow me is I do videos in my group some, but I'm really enjoying the podcast because of many different features. So unlike what you hear about blogging on LinkedIn Publisher, most of the time, more words are better. And there for a while, people were saying, oh, people don't want to read a long blog post. Well, they don't have to read it. Most people are skim readers anyway. They will read the bold text. They'll read the what I call the H3 titles, the big bold letters. But the magic number seems to be around 900 to 1,400 words in a blog post. I know that probably just freaks somebody out because you're going, I can't write that many words. But by the time you put your content, you put your call to action, you put your image with your how to get in touch with you, it's pretty easy. It's much easier than you think to get 1,400 words up there. And I don't always do 1,400 words either, but I do hit 1,000. Pretty simple. But by the time you get your standard information, your call to action, your invites to your Wednesday webinars, your opening of courses like the Freedom Foundation Academy, once you get all of that stuff trickled in at the bottom of your post with your picture, it happens pretty easy. So consider expanding your content with more examples and case studies and You can even link to other people's articles if it is relevant to yours. Some people freak out about that, but if they like what you're posting, sending them somewhere else is not, or even inside your own blog, or from your blog to LinkedIn and LinkedIn back to your blog, so that you're cross posting back and forth. That's generally what I do. I'll send them, if I'm on LinkedIn posting, I will send them to my blog. If I'm on my blog, I send them to LinkedIn. And either place, I will send them to my Instagram. I'll send them to my Twitter. I keep my circle tight so that they're always on my platforms, not necessarily on somebody else's. So I hope that, if I confused you, I hope that makes a difference. And another thing is, another way that you can get 914 words, if you have already got lots of blog posts out there. I've got stuff all the way back 2010 that I'm going back, pulling forward, redoing them, making them look better, because I was not a pretty blogger back then. And, that comes with time. And I will take a couple of articles that have the same topics, put them together, and give it a new title and publish it, so that I'm not having to recreate the wheel every single time I blog. I will take old content, make it better, and republish it, so that I'm pulling it forward. Oh, that was a lot of goodness right there. Oh, I hope you caught that. Sometimes I just get carried away. I hope you don't mind. Since I don't know what affects exact replication between publisher and Google, I recommend that if you are pulling forward new content or old content, to change the title a bit. So before you hit the publish tab, go in and do some tweaking from an old blog post to a new publishing, just so that Google recognizes it as something new, and you don't get penalized for cross publishing. So that's something I've got to kind of watch and view for myself. I mean, I am doing quite a bit of research and studies on how to make it react the best, and I will be posting that here for you. So you'll need to follow this podcast, which is Blogging for Profits. Got tongue-tied. Top influencers are already using Pulse. So if you're a blogger, a new blogger, or maybe you don't even have a blog, this is the good news for you. You don't have to. You can upgrade your premium LinkedIn so that you open it up to more uses of LinkedIn. Use that as your blog space. This is a powerful platform that now you don't, as much as I love my WordPress, had I known about this before, I may have just used this as my blogging platform, because you've got all of your About Me section. You can post links, you can post videos, and make it a very powerful tool for you. So you don't have to have a blog. You can use LinkedIn as your blog space and let the Pulse be your magic. So the best part is, if you're prone to having writer's block, here's another good tip. Up in the top right-hand corner, they are giving you suggestions for topics that people are looking for, with highlighted words to use in your post for more attention. So they're going to tell you what people are looking for, and you just go find your topic and write about that. And that saves you tons of time. And maybe that's not your number one specialty. You can go do some research, do some reading, and then bring all that compiled information back to your post. So now that you're ready to get started, if you're ready to start on Post and on Pulse, and you're not sure what it's going to look like, you don't know exactly what blogging posting articles even look like, go up to the top of the post, go to Pulse and just look around, see what it looks like, and get some ideas how you can contribute to a category, which you can add your Pulse articles into certain categories, or you can leave it into the open space. That's up to you. I like to get it as niched as I possibly can. And, find the category where you're the expert. And that's where you can learn a little bit more about article writing and the benefits. One of the fun facts about LinkedIn is you can use this platform successfully and get results. You only need to check it once a day. Less than 30 minutes. I literally put 30 minutes of my time in the morning usually when I'm drinking coffee, I will do my messages on LinkedIn, drop them over in my face or my LinkedIn group, and I don't touch it again until the next day, simply because I don't want that to be a hangout for me. I want it to work for me. So I'm not going to be hanging out on LinkedIn. So if you send me a message, it may take me 12 hours to get back to you, but I absolutely will send you a message. Test me, try me out and see. Come to LinkedIn, Angela Brooks, and send me a message. Another fun fact is I use a tool that I'm going to be talking about later on in the Freedom Foundation Academy. I'm going to be teaching that in more detail. And how I spend 30 minutes, I use this tool that helps me follow up. It helps me remove people that don't engage with me. And it helps me find the right people to spend my time with that I'm talking to. And, it's my friend. It is something that I love. I can put in keywords of people that I want to look for, and it'll go out and find those people and bring them to me. And then I get to talk to the right people. So just remember, business people are busy. You should not be hanging out on LinkedIn. You should be dropping in, as I would rather say. So I hope that is helpful for you and that you've enjoyed this podcast from Blogging for Profits. If you are not in a business, but you're open to an opportunity for an extra income, join me this Wednesday and learn the details of another tool that I use to build my business. If you have not got a business that you are working, drop me a message over in LinkedIn so that we can get together and see if what I have for you is something that would work for you. If not, no big deal. But I would love to connect with you over there. Again, this is Angela Brooks from angelabrook.com. And thank you for listening to the podcast. And I will see you on the next blog post.